Ah, there you are. Good. Now we can get started. Right, it's the 22nd today, I believe, isn't it? So the big day's hurtling up on us. Hope you're all prepared, all calm, collected, everything in order. Yeah, fat chance. Right, now then, matters arising then. Get into our matters arising here. And the first topic was the snow in Cornwall. That we managed to get one day a few years ago, I have to say, it's a few years now. But anyway, snow in Cornwall, and I'm afraid we have to start with a complaint. James in Canada. Hi Ron, he said, I was cold when I started watching today, now I'm freezing, thank you. Sorry James. I'm only slightly dragging myself around after entertaining Mr. COVID last week. Now I'm back on my bike with no snow accumulation. Well, there you go. Back on your bike. Things can't be too bad, can they? But yeah, we're all glad you managed to fight off the COVID, James. Well done. He says, thanks for a warm welcome and a cold walk. Now I'm going to bed. James. Good old James. Right. David from Spain, who thoroughly enjoyed the Cornwall in the Snow video. I think some of my earliest memories, he says, are of snow. We built an igloo in the garden. Oh, I see why you remember that then. Brilliant. He says, this afternoon, Friday that is, I made a visit to an amazing museum. I think most of your followers would enjoy it. It's the Nave de Motores de Pacifico, or the Pacific Generating Station. Now, this houses 3 giant ship's diesel engines coupled to generators to provide power for the growing metro system. It's been restored and the engines have been operated, and the guide told us when the machines are running, the whole area vibrates. Oh, crikey. Wow. Yes, it said, of course, it was outside the city limits when it was built, but now the city's grown and the neighbourhood wants it closed. It's amazing that, isn't it? I mean, the generators were there first. Oh well. And David goes on to say, if you've ever been around machinery, you would at once recognise the smell. David, I can smell it now. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Lionel and Mary travels. What a wonderful sight, she says. Snow in Cornwall. I know it happens very occasionally, and when it does, it's lovely. Yep, I couldn't agree more, Lionel. The contrast between the snow-covered cliffs with the sea and the dark clouds made it just perfect. Yeah, it did indeed. The good Lord set it all up. All I had to do was point the camera. Brilliant. Michael from Poland. We're moving around a bit today. Greetings from an even colder and more snowier Poland than a week ago. Oh, right. It's 11 AM on Friday morning and it's -6 degrees with standing snow measuring 15 centimetres deep in the garden. Wow. Michael goes on to say, you've got me thinking following a comment from one of your contributors. I think I'd marry him, wouldn't it? Forest of Dean, so my reference book says, is 110 square kilometres, or in English 26,000 acres or 42 square miles. Well, and Michael, you're giving us a good choice. The underlaying is a great thickness of old red sandstone and carboniferous limestone, sandstone and coal measures. Well, there you are. Good old Michael. We knew somebody would come up with the goods, and Michael's done it. Thank you very much. Ah. Speak of the devil, our Marilyn's next. Well, what a lovely start to Friday morning again, she says. I love to hear the chat too. Yeah, you guys with your comments, you keep us all ticking over, don't you? Wonderful. Yeah. She goes on to say, Christina for Transport Minister with her common sense. Yeah, good. The scenery in Cornwall was sensational, and though it's too far for me to go, it brought back memories. Ah, good. We cycled on that wonderful bridge in more active days. Happy days, Marilyn, happy days. Good. Well, if we can bring back memories, that's what we intend to try and do. Good. The hairy golfer asked Simon, who's back from Thailand now. And if you're into golfing, if you go look on his channel, The Hairy Golfer, he's showing some of his films from Thailand. It looks like a bit of a shaky start, but we're sure he'll pull through in the end. And he's replying really to Donny, who once nearly got lost in the forest, a bit of a scary prospect. Simon says, I was always told you can navigate through a forest by keeping an eye on the position of the sun and the time of day. Alas, in Britain you have to be able to see the sun. Yeah, so a bit of a downfall there, isn't it really? Oh, there you go. And here is Donny. Padstein in the snow. Of course, Rick Steen has taken over most of Padstow, so it's developing a name of Padstein. Never seen that before. Sunshine, yes. Gale force winds and rain, yes. But never snow. Lovely. Well, I'm going to watch this again on Christmas Day. Well, we might have some other stuff for you to watch on Christmas Day as well. You never know. Film club coming up. Abandoned railways are run. It says, excellent matters arising. I do like a bit of snow, especially around Christmas time. Well, if you're going to have snow, that's as good a time to have it as any, I suppose, isn't it? Pete Payne. Ah, yes. I love being out on those days when nobody's about. I have some amazing walks where I am on the Chilterns, and during the week you can have it all to yourself. Ah, yeah, lovely. West Country Wanderings are Paul, who also is reacting to Marilyn's request for the size. Was it Marilyn who wanted to know the size? I know she wanted to know what the sandstone or the geology was consisting of. Yeah, we'll blame Marilyn anyway. The forest is a large area. The exact area can be somewhat contentious. A lot of people from Lydney consider that town to be outside the forest. What? It's in the middle. I won't get into that as I'm not a resident of Lydney or the forest. No, I think that's very wise, Paul. They do tend to get a bit territorial, these events, don't they? Best to keep out of that one, I think. Grumpy Jim from Tennessee. Watching the snow scene, and I said, hi Jim, I imagine you and Emily snuggled up to watch the snow scenes. Jim replies, nothing quite so wild, but I did reach over and turn up the chill chaser. Nothing quite so wild. You're horrible, Jim. Oh dear. Right. Oh, we've got a new contributor to the comments here, our Vicky from Borders and Beaching. She has her own channel, Borders and Beaching. Worth a look. I've been in there. Vicky says, you were the inspiration for setting up my own channel. I realise I've never thanked you for your hard work in getting these videos out. Ah, right. Well, once you've got your own channel, you realise what's involved. Yes. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Right, the film. Last week's film was Evesham Revisited. Looking at an old Midland station that I'd somehow managed to miss on my previous visit there. Yeah, well. Ron from Abandoned Railways then says, an excellent explorer and well worth a revisit. Lovely arch windows in the Midland station building. It still looks quite impressive despite the makeover. Nice to see the good shed on the bridge in situ too. The makeover. Who on earth thought of painting it that ghastly pink? I wonder. Right. Ian Duggan said, I'm glad to see you found the Midland Bridge, located on the appropriately named Henry Fowler Close. Henry Fowler was, of course, the chief engineer of the Midland Railway and was born in Evesham. Ah, there you go. Markham Richardson. The former Midland station was well and truly severed from its former railway connection, with not so much as a platform. Yeah, there's that a good excuse for me to use, I wonder, because there's nothing other than the building itself to suggest railways, is it? Ah, yeah. Wish I'd thought of that. Pete Payne. He says, it's amazing what's still tucked away. I have a similar bridge hidden away just at the end of my road. It was for the Pitstone Castle Cement Works, which was huge. Ah, a bit of exploring needed there then, Pete. Lionel and Mary travels then. See, Lionel's given up his driving licence. He's still getting around, he's still pumping out the old films. Well done, Lionel. Lionel and Mary Travels. Good morning, Ron. How refreshing to see a GWR station without those unsightly overhead cables. Yeah, we haven't caught up in this area yet, which is probably a good thing, I should think. Very smart trains there as well. We're off to Axminster today, but no flashy modern trains for us. And Lionel then goes on to describe the rolling stock from the area, and yes, some of it's getting a bit ancient, I think. Paul Boyle. Well done, Ron. Another good find and seek. What a lovely expression, find and seek. Yeah, I have to use that. Paul Towser says, an in-cab Paddington to Hereford journey on YouTube on the Cotswold line, which of course passes through Evesham. You can go and try to dig that out of YouTube. Go and give it a shot, see what it looks like. Now, Agri-Electrics. We don't normally broadcast these channels, do we, unless we got somebody's name. But this one's really put some effort in. Going back now to the late 70s, I used to train spot there at that time. The modern estates weren't there, of course, and there was no track on that LMR station. The cutting proceeded under the bridge you filmed and out the right side of the railway hotel where the housing now sits. Oh, I wish I'd known where that railway went. I was looking to see if I could see any sort of evidence left and couldn't find anything at all. But he then goes on to describe a lot more about the area, the bits and pieces, and what's there and what isn't there, what you can see and you can't see, and that's worth a read, I have to say. It is, yeah. David from Spain. I could never resist a blue plaque. The one on the station building was dedicated to Henry Fowler, which fits in perfectly with Ian's comment. Yeah. You see? The building itself is a shadow of its former glory, I'm sure. That magnificent chimney looks like it's missing a few pots. That's what my wife often says about me, thinks I'm missing a few pots. Let's see if James is cheered up a bit, shall we? James back on again. James from Canada. Still no snow, but I managed to struggle to get the shoebox full, okay, part full, of Christmas decorations out today in an attempt to get into the spirit. Half a shoebox. That's it, is it, James? Oh dear. He said it's a bit hard to do that with report cards due the first week back in January. Oh dear. James is a school teacher. And the head telling us to have a restful holiday. Bah, humbug, he says. Have a good week. So the answer is no, he hasn't cheered up yet. Oh, here's another one without a name. Kiwi Trains. I remember coming to Evesham on holidays to see my aunt, and we travelled from Birmingham New Street to Evesham on the Midland and arrived at that station, and it was great to go across the road to see the magnificent GWR steam locos, Kings and Castles. Coming from the LENR, it was a treat. Oh yeah, lovely memory. Donny. Yeah, Donny's doing what we all try to do. When you go to these old stations and old railways and goodness knows what, you try to imagine what it was. I went and had a nosy at the Midland building after you referenced it previously, trying to imagine the hustle and bustle back in the day, the sounds, smells and atmosphere being concentrated in this hub. May well have bordered on sensory overload. Yeah, might well indeed. Horses and carts, passengers and station staff, all going about their business, comings and goings of trains, buses and bicycles. It must have been quite an experience to behold. The smaller building put me in mind of a coach house and a stable for the delivery of vehicles at the time. For the delivery vehicles, I knew I'd get there in the end, Donny. It's just a matter of hanging in there. Yeah, so Donny's done there what we all try to do. Imagine all the goings on, the rushing around, and now it's a blooming car park. Oh dear. Marilyn brings up the close to the comments this week, and I'm afraid we're back into a complaint. Oh dear. Well, straight in again, she says. No time to get my map up and running. Oh dear. I shall have to put a pause in somewhere, Marilyn. Shall I announce the film and then put a pause in so that you can get organised? Gonna have to watch it again, she says, but that's a good thing because doesn't 40% of spoken word go past without being absorbed? Well, it does in my case, she says, yeah, well, it does in my wife's case as well, it seems to be. Must be a female thing. Film club. I'm just going to tack a little bit of a festive thing on the back here and hope that YouTube don't snatch it away for their copyright. I've had it there before, so it should be alright. And then next week, my old Snowy film, I'm going to rerun that one. I hadn't run it for a little while. James has already beaten us to it. James has watched it already. He went back a year and watched it. Good old James. Yes, but if not, well, we'll have a bit of a snowy scene to keep you in the mood in between Christmas and the New Year. So all that leaves me to do is to wish you a happy Christmas, each and every one of you. You've kept this channel going well throughout the year. Loved your comments, really have, and thank you for supporting it. So if you're enjoying Christmas with family, or even if you're sat on your own, you've still got the Parkinsons family gathered around you as well. And so do have a happy Christmas, and let's hope it'll be a peaceful New Year.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, that is their song with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, oh, hill and dale, telling their tale, gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here, merry, 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 merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas. Sing we now of Christmas, Noel sing we here, sing our grateful praises to the babe so dear. Sing we Noel, the King is born, Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we hear Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, Noel, sing we hear. Sing our grateful praises to the babe so dear. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing a cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Oh, how they pound, raising their sound, oh, hill and dale, selling their tale, gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here, merry, 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 merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas, merry, 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 merry Christmas.